In this video, we're going to be finishing up our side effect for the modal. When we currently log in, the modal stays open when we're successful at logging in, and we want to close the modal automatically when the user is successful at logging in. And that's the effect that we'll be setting up. Also, let's refactor our login component and also our login modal component and remove a lot of the services we no longer need in those components, and we'll do that as well in this video. Inside of our login modal component, we are currently using this service to hide the modal whenever the user is successful at logging in. But now we're going to use an effect to handle that, and we'll need to generate a new effect file. If we open up the command line, I already have the snippet right here, and we're going to generate a new effect, and this effect is going to go into our global store. And if you're interested in this snippet, you can find that on the home page. If we go back to the browser and go to module 4 down to video 22, you click on the snippets and you'll end up on this page, and you just copy this, paste it right in the command line. Let's run this command, and yes, and this should generate us a new modal effect file, and also it should update our main app module. Let's open up the new effect file. If we go into the global store and the global effects file and open up our new file, and the first thing we want to do is bring in our service inside of the constructor. And then we'll pull in our modal service from our resources folder. And then if we click on that and hit F12, the method that we're going to be calling from within our effect is this hide method. And that's our service. We can close that back down. And then we want to bring in one more thing, and that's going to be our action. So now we have access to our actions. We only need one for now. But whenever we want anything from our auth actions, we could just call this. Now we're ready to create our effect. We only need one effect in this case. And I'm going to use my snippet generator to generate us an effect automatically. And I'll call this hide modal. And the of type will bring that in from NGRX. The action is going to be from our auth actions that we just brought in. And the action we want to listen to is the login success. So when the user is successful at logging in, then we'll do this. I'll remove this comment. And we'll use the same operator we used in the last video, and that's going to be the tap operator. I'll bring that in. And now we can call our service. And hide. And one more thing you don't want to forget is to set dispatch to false. And you add that right here. So I'll add a comma, then an object like this. I'll remove this. So like you want to do it exactly like this. And then inside here, we'll set the property dispatch to false. This means we're not dispatching any actions from this effect. And now we just set up our effect. Make sure you save it. And let's check this in the browser, make sure it's working. Inside of our login modal, it should close automatically if we successfully log in. So when we click submit, and our modal closes because we successfully logged in. So our effect is working correctly. Now let's go into our two components, the login modal component and the logging component, and remove a lot of the services we're no longer using in those components. Inside of the login modal, we can remove this commented out section now. We don't need that anymore. And remove the space. And now all we're doing within this onSubmit method now is this little block of code right here. And also we can remove the services from the constructor. We don't need them in there anymore. And later modules, we will be removing this cart service and also removing this. This is technically a side effect of the user logging in, but we'll be taking care of this when we set up our shopping cart module. For now, I'll leave it just the way it is. And then also up here at the top, remove the imports. So the router and the alert will remove all three of these. And we just cleaned up our login modal, save that, and then we'll go into the login component and do the exact same thing. We could remove all of this now. And that's what's nice about those effects. It really cleans up your components. And we go up here, remove the spinner, the alert service, and the route. And up here, remove the imports, this, and also the router. And we just refactored our login component and our login modal component. Save this. And now in the next video, we'll start selecting properties from the store, and we'll do that next.